In the winter of 2006, a quiet English town found itself dragged into a nightmare. Bodies began appearing, one after another, hidden near lonely roads and icy water. This is the story of Steven Gerald James Wright. Five women, 5 lives, one predator moving silently in the dark. The man the world would come to know as the Suffolk Strangler.
If I was to say others weren't at risk, and then unfortunately a lady coming home from a club or a pub tonight went missing, you would be talking to me tomorrow and we would have a different inquiry.
On December 2nd, 2006, the first body was found. Tanya Nicol, just 19 years old, discovered floating in a shallow pond near Copdock Mill. Just 6 days later, 26-year-old Gemma Adams, found in a stream near Hintlesham. Same disappearance pattern, same eerie lack of injuries. Ipswich, usually known for its peaceful streets, was now the backdrop of a developing horror. Police realized the unthinkable. Annalee Alderton, 24, Annette Nichols, 29, Paula Clennell, 24. All of them disappeared from Ipswich's red light district, an area Wright knew all too well. Police pressure intensified. Born April 24, 1958, Steven Gerald James Wright lived an unremarkable life, at least on the surface. A former ship steward, a pub landlord, a warehouse worker. But beneath the soil of his ordinary exterior, there were fractures. Wright battled gambling debts, had a failed marriage, a history of visiting sex workers. Police investigations soon discovered a disturbing overlap. Steven Wright was the last known person to see several of the victims alive. The breakthrough came through forensics. Traces of Wright's DNA were recovered from 3 victims. Fibers from his clothing appeared on all 5. Even carpet fibers from his home were found on the victims' bodies. The probability of those fibers matching by coincidence? Less than 1 in a billion. A witness also reported was with Wright from the red light district a day before he was caught.
He parked here, I stayed in the passenger side, and he opened his front door and said wait there until...
Police placed Wright under surveillance. And on December 19, 2006, approximately 5 a.m. local time, officers stormed his home on London Road. What they found confirmed their fears. Steven Wright was arrested.
Ipswich's red light district. Police arrived before dawn to make a second arrest in 2 days. Steven Wright was taken from his home. Shortly afterwards, both the house and road were sealed off.
The trial began in January 2008. During the trial, Wright wrote a letter to his father, and he expressed hurt that his father would even consider his capability of such a crime, describing it as a knife in the heart.
He got arrested for these 5, and then I began to realise that he was in location of all the other things, and you start to think, maybe, you know?
And to think that someone is capable of just cutting their life short like that is, like I've said earlier, it's barbaric. And I feel for the other people's families, because if it was my daughters...
Prosecutors labeled Wright a sexual predator who hunted women. His defense claimed he was simply a client, nothing more. But the evidence told a darker story. DNA, fibers, witness testimony, patterns, opportunity, behavior. After a 4-week trial, the jury returned with a unanimous verdict: guilty of all 5 murders. Wright was sentenced to life imprisonment with a whole life order. 5 young women, taken too soon. Their stories, once overlooked, became the key to catching a predator. Their memory lives on, and their case reminds us how darkness can hide in plain sight. This is Red Soil, where we uncover the truth beneath the surface. Subscribe to explore more stories buried in the soil of human nature.